Welcome back. We are gonna make some Swiss chard right now. I grew this in my garden. This is such an easy vegetable to grow. It's so abundant, so beautiful. It comes in all these wonderful rainbow colors. And it's just a much softer consistency. It cooks very quickly. It's very, very mild. And I find that it's easy to feed children. It's kind of a crowd pleaser. It only takes seconds to cook. And so this is one of the easier side dishes that we'll make. So I went ahead and washed this, but I would like to now take the ribs out. You can eat the ribs of this, but my family just prefers not to. And so I do this by ripping down the side of each rib. Hold the rib with one hand and rip down the side. And I'm just gonna go through this with every single one of these. My chickens are gonna be so excited to get these ribs. And I've noticed that when they eat these, it turns the yolk of their eggs really red as well, which is beautiful. This seems like a lot of greens, but it cooks down so much, you'll be amazed. I chose Swiss chard today, but you can do this with any green. You can do it with kale, you can do it with cabbage, collard greens, bok choy. So the next thing I'm gonna do is rough chop this. This will cook down so much, but I want it to already be in bite-sized pieces so that you don't have to cut it after you've cooked it. So the way I do that is taking it and scrunching it into a ball with my hands and keep trying to roll it on top of itself until it's in this tight, tiny ball, and then take my knife and do a rough chop of the whole thing. And maybe a few more the other direction, but then that's it. I like to cook my greens in butter. My children prefer the flavor of it. And you'd be surprised how much of the butter flavor this can hold. So this is about a half a stick of butter. And then I'll put my greens directly on top of it. And then season with salt and pepper. Perfect. I'm just going to take this over to the stove. This is preset to high temperature. I like to use tongs when I'm cooking greens because I want to be able to get some separation in between the leaves rather than having them stick together. I want them to evenly cook, and so I feel like with tongs it's easier to spread apart and just easily flip. This will cook quite quickly and will cook down a bunch. If you find that your greens are sticking and flattening to the bottom, that's your cue to add more butter. So we are looking for an even distribution of all the leaves. So right now I've spread it out as much as I can. I'm gonna let it cook for a minute and then I'm gonna try to flip it over and cook it on the other side just as much. I have just enough butter. I could have added a little more. But it's hard to tell because sometimes greens give off a lot of moisture, but these are not. So now I'm starting to flip them over and then just spread them apart. All right, so this is done. You want chard to be fully wilted, but not burned in any way. So I'm gonna take this back over to the table. And here it is, the easiest, most delicious side dish. And it's cooked in a saturated fat, so it'll be way healthier for you and taste way better. Thanks for joining.